hello, nobody. No one's here. Put some music on.
do a retweet.
Oh yeah, retweet.
I just heard my voice. Disgust them.
How was your New Year's?
How was my New Year's? I don't even know what I did.
No?
I think I was in bed before midnight. Because I don't really care for New Year's.
Yeah.
I like the sort of goal setting. I was quite into,
I don't like
decluttering.
that. Oh, what's
But
the
I
word?
don't.
Resolutions. I don't
Oh,
like
New
New
Year's
Year's
resolution.
resolutions. I just think it's...
I sort of do, but
yeah.
not. Well, I don't call them that.
Yeah, no, that's true. There are things that I want to, like, change or improve or anything, but I am not going to put a label on it that's going to make me feel shit when I don't do them. I don't know. Yeah, I went
I mean,
to...
mine's more like ongoing, I suppose. I guess going
yeah,
on.
yeah. I went to Bristol
For New Year's.
to see Sarah, yeah, and she stayed up with me till midnight. And we played... what was that the day before? So for Christmas, I bought her... There's these, a series of board games. Not really board games. Kind of board games. Called Exit, I think.
Exit.
There's basically like escape rooms or like mystery type things.
Right.
But that you don't have to like go to a physical escape room to play.
Mm.
I bought her one which had puzzles in it, jigsaw puzzles, because we both love puzzles. So I bought her that for Christmas. Someone else got her a Lord of the Rings one. Someone else given her some years ago had given her one. So we had 3. Well, she hadn't played that one yet. They're like you play once kind of thing.
Okay.
And except we did it in a way that it can be played again, but just not by us because we know what to do. But it's kind of dumb that they make you... some of the puzzles is like a booklet. You have to cut a page out and cut things up and like fold them. So whenever that happened, we paused the timer, ran upstairs, scanned the
Printed
page.
it out, yeah.
Because it seems like it's such a shame to like
Yeah.
just throw it
Yeah.
out afterwards. So yeah, we binged all 3 in one day, and then ended up buying another one on Amazon to come the next day, which I think that was New Year's Eve. Yeah, so we played that.
Sounds pretty fun.
Yeah. There's loads of them though.
I've never really think of it. So it's just like a kind of do-it-yourself escape room sort of.
Yeah, so like
thing.
there's a bunch of riddles which will basically have puzzles in them to solve. And then there's like a what do you call them? A disc, which has 3 discs on it and like a wheel, a thing in the middle. So it's like a wheel, so it turns.
Oh, like a code
Yeah.
wheel sort of thing.
Yeah. So there's like some of them had like 3-digit number was the answer to unlock a box or lock a door or whatever. Some of them were symbols. So you had to like work out what the 3 were, and then you put them on the disc, and then you're given a number or a symbol, and then you check if that's right, and so on, and then you like proceed forward, and you can get hints and all that if you need it. But yeah, no, it was very fun. Well, some of it was annoying though, because some of it related to clues that were on the box of the game, which kind of takes you out of the story
Bit
of
of
the game
metagaming
itself.
sort of.
Yeah, and it wasn't obvious at all until we did that first one. I think it was the Lord of the Rings one we did first. And then we realised that was a thing, so we kind of knew to look at the box again. Yeah.
What was... Maybe I shouldn't ask. Maybe I should go and get one.
Yeah, they're on... potentially on... what's it called? Tabletop Simulator? But
Alright.
like we played one, but it wasn't Exit. It was I think it was made by the same people, but it was like a weird Alice in Wonderland one. But it made no sense. It was so confusing. But I think it was the same sort of style game. I don't know if it was because it was on Tabletop Simulator that it was kind of weird.
Right.
But yeah.
There's nothing like, I guess Tabletop Simulator isn't inherently shouldn't be weird.
Yeah.
Because it's just you're moving bits around, or I suppose that might make puzzles difficult.
We also didn't fully know what we were doing because the thing is with those games, hi Solidarity, Happy
Hello,
New
Solidarity.
Year.
Oh, what's that? A dancing cat? 3 dancing cats.
3 of them. With the so there's difficulty levels on the Exit games, and that's not the difficulty of the puzzles. Apparently, it's to do with how much instruction you're given. So the first one we played was an easier one, which tells you when to pick up not a clue card, a puzzle card or whatever it's called, riddle card and so on. But the ones that are more difficult, you just open up the booklet and there's a picture of the room that you're in and there's a riddle card on the floor, and that means you can pick it up. It's like not telling you exactly what to do.
Okay, it's kind of like
so it's harder in that sense. Yeah, so like
learning the internal rules.
Maybe that Alice in Wonderland one we played was like a difficult level one, and we didn't know what the heck we were doing. So it'd be interesting to try again. But we've made a pact that we're not going to play any of them without each other. Like we're only going to play them together. And if we wanted to play it with someone else, we have to ask the other person, like I have to ask her whether I can, and she has every right to say no.
Well.
Yep. Fun times.
Establishing healthy boundaries. Maybe.
One of us is going to betray the other, and then we're never going to speak to the other again.
I know. I've seen these like sort of things on Reddit. Am I the asshole?
Oh yeah.
For betraying my friend. God, I hate. That was one New Year's not New Year's resolution. Like generally spend less time browsing pointless Reddit.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say try to be less of an asshole.
Less of an asshole.
No, you're not an asshole at all. Thank you for the hydrate.
I'm cola-drating.
Cola-drating.
Or Coke Zero-drating.
It is dry though. It's so annoying. I had this cold for like a long time, and then I went to go and visit Sarah, but it was worth it. She's had a cold for a long time, but because her 3-year-old's in nursery, she thinks that she's had like 4 something different colds, one after the other, because he keeps bringing back new ones. So I might have like picked up something from there. But
probably.
It's alright. It's fine. It was worth it.
Worth it for those.
There was also this other cool game that she backed on Kickstarter that she received called maybe Shivers. I think it was Shivers. It's a pop-up mystery.
Pop-up
mystery game sort of thing. But we tried it. We tried the tutorial. But it turns out that one person has to be... It's basically kind of like Dungeons and Dragons to some degree, in the sense that you have like a game master sort of person, which is what I was, so I didn't get to play in a sense. Like I didn't get to do the puzzle solving, but I didn't mind that.
It sounds like Hero Quest.
Hero Quest.
It's kind of like one person plays the DM. It's a bit like sort of D&D like, where you get a game board, but and all the stories are sorry, go on.
So this one is like you get pop-up rooms, like really nice cardboard, like pop-up.
Yeah, that sounds like kind of similar. Sounds.
And then you got like people, like characters on stands, and the tutorial sort of basically saying what was happening, and it has points in each room and things you can say out loud and things you can't say out loud to the other player. Stuff like that. Yeah. So what we were gonna do is that I agreed to be the game master person. Don't know what it's called. I was gonna take like the instruction book home with me so that I can like touch up on all the lore and everything, because it's not very fun when you have to like stop and like read everything to try and find out what's meant to be happening. Yeah, and then we were going to play it with someone else too.
Is it like kind of like you get little like a booklet of quests and you can set up the room differently, or
I don't think this one is. I
what's it?
think this
Oh,
one's
okay.
got like different. I think it was like 4 maybe different chapters. I think it was of one sort of story, but it's gonna have what do you call it? Updates, expansions. But yeah, that one sounds nicer in the sense that it's more what's the word? Customizable, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your hero quest is like that. It's kind of like pretty generic sort of fantasy dungeon, but you're just presented with a generic board, but you can different stories, like you set up the rooms and enemies differently, and there's a
Yeah.
date like a one person plays the enemy, like the boss is the enemies and whatever.
Oh.
One person, and everyone else plays the hero.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
And you get like, well, it's quite an old board game, but I think
Okay.
they re-released it recently.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes with like nice little plastic models of furniture and different props
Ooh.
that you can set up. You can set it up how you want, but there's a booklet that comes with it to
Yeah.
suggest like
Yeah.
campaigns, and it plays quite nicely, but kind of hard to learn
Hmm.
initially. I've played it once or twice. Well, I have. Well, my dad had it from, I don't
Oh.
know, maybe the 80s.
Wow.
We've still got it,
That's
and
amazing.
I have played it on Tabletop Simulator.
Oh. Is it good
Works
on
quite well
tabletop?
actually. Played quite well. Yeah. I
Mm.
think it's a bit janky because it's quite old,
Yeah.
but there might be better examples of that kind of game. Like maybe the one that you've got is maybe more approachable. But it's kind of just like D&D light, really,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
you can create different scenarios and
We're doing it's Sarah's birthday today.
oh, happy
We're
birthday,
doing
other Sarah.
we are doing a online escape room thing with some other
Oh, nice.
friends tonight.
How do you do an online escape, like on Tabletop Simulator or
No, it's
something else?
I don't know, someone a website we
Shit.
found. You okay? Did you knock your coke over?
At first glance, it would have been fine, but I knocked over a pack of whittling knives, and they could have gone somewhere dangerous. But it's fine. They just fell onto my desk.
Onto your feet.
They just impacted into my feet. No, go on. Sorry.
What was I saying?
This online escape room.
Oh yeah, right. I don't know. I mean, we've done one before. It's basically we've done a couple before. One was weird where it would like send texts to our phones.
Oh,
And we were solving a mystery. This one I think is potentially an interactive game type thing that we can all access. But we can do it over voice call. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I do love escape rooms.
I've never done one.
What?
Never been to a live one, or never
Oh my
done an
gosh.
online one.
Get code, go to come to Bristol, and then we can do one with Nathan as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure
Well,
there's loads in Bristol, and I really want to do
yeah.
some.
I mean, I'll be up for it if you.
Yes, 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 yes. It's like nothing like that around here, I don't think.
I don't know. You should set one up. Sarah's Escape Room Company.
Yeah, how many I've done? I've done a cool Harry Potter one in London.
Sorry, what? How? Where was that?
Uh, Central London somewhere. I can't
Hmm.
remember.
I see a few just like around in random buildings. Like I was in Kensington the other day, and there was this one when I was doing
There was this
some last minute Christmas shopping.
really cool one. I can just tell you I did some cool ones. I can't tell you enough about them because I don't remember what they were called or
I don't
anything.
know. Yeah.
But yeah, I've done like 1, 2, 3, 4. I've done a few. I did this one awful one though. Called I think it was called Sherlock Unlocked. And it was literally just loads of. It was like an abandoned office building in a sense. You know, with those like carpeted floors and like
Oh, like
what are those lights
cubicles.
called? There were no cubicles. You know
Oh,
the bright lights from above. What are they
like
called?
strip neon,
Yeah,
strip
that
halogen
kind of thing.
lights.
So it wasn't really dressed very well in that sense because all
Mm,
the other ones I've been to have really nice set dressing that really immerse you.
yeah.
And then it was just basically just unlocking a whole load of boxes and
Uh-huh.
doors. That was it. But yeah, it was alright, but it wasn't great. It wasn't done very well.
Mm.
Little Yoda.
But yeah, I've never done one. I used to play this mobile game called The Room. I don't know if you've played that. It's kind of just like
Oh, you're just making me think of the film. I was like, that sounds familiar.
no, no, not the film. It's like a set of mobile games, and you're sort of presented with like a room with various puzzles. I mean, it is an escape room game, really.
No, I have not
And
played that.
you're just sort of tinkering with like puzzle boxes and
Ah.
seeing clues and
Yeah, I
using.
mean, I've played loads of those like flash escape
Yeah,
games sort of things
yeah.
as well. I enjoy solving stuff.
You should make one. Make
Yeah.
one with loads of intricate animation. One frame animation. My brother went to it. I don't think it was like an escape room, but he went to an immersive experience,
Oh.
whatever that is. But it was more like a kid's thing. He went with his like girlfriend, her niece and nephew, and he was like, "This is not for me. This is not for adults." But it's like about promoting environmental stuff. It was kind of cool, apparently.
Okay. That sounds nice.
But for kids, like you get set on a little quest by Professor whoever.
How's the game coming along? It's coming slowly. Yeah, we've hit a bit of a wall as far as with publishers at the moment, and it's a very quiet period over this time of the year, anyways. So yeah, hopefully things pick up, or I can force them to pick up.
Trying to work out the lighting in this room. I don't know if the background notes are up to date.
I don't know which room is there. So many coffees.
It's the one where the jellyfish comes out the wall, but I need to know how much lighting to put in because you need to know that. I
mean, it's tough without costas.
I don't remember how it works.
Which I don't
know
even
there is
know.
some.
Could try messaging him. He is apparently online, though he hasn't replied to my message.
Maybe he just left his computer on.
See if he replies, but I don't know.
I'll be fine. I'll just continue detailing this room.
Okay. He's finished all the animations for that, like the underwater stuff. But yeah, need to update his go through his puzzle notes and everything. So I'm not sure if I have them all together, so that I know what's happening.
But did you have a fun Christmas as well?
Yeah, it was alright. Didn't really do much.
Yeah,
food?
I wanted to play some board games, but we never did. Oh, we played a game of Yahtzee, but that's not really a game.
Yahtzee?
Sort of rolling dice, and you have to sort of collect different combinations.
Yahtzee. Sorry, it rings a bell. I mean,
Yahtzee.
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 Yahtzee. Yeah, we used to have that. I think.
Yeah, we.
I
I
never
only
played it
found it
much.
because we just happened to have it in the
Yeah.
cupboard. I was like, all right. Well, someone was mentioning it. I think as I went, I think we've got this. So we went running off up into.
Oh, I went to my friend's for like Boxing Day, and I had given one of them a game called Medium. Which did I tell you about that?
I think you told me about.
Yeah. And they opened it, and I was like, "Oh, let's try," but like not properly play it. Just like it's the one where there's two words, and then you have to think of a word
Yeah,
that sort of
that's the
connects
one.
them.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let's just take out two cards and like try and think of something, and it wasn't working at all.
Oh,
And, like, what would you think for what was it? Bee and butter.
bee and butter.
I asked Sarah this, and she thought the same thing as me, but both of them said completely different
And
things.
butter.
Like, don't think
Like
about it too much.
honey.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. But no, I can't even remember what they said, but it was like completely different, like weird, obscure things. And then when we play properly at some point, it'd be interesting to see how it goes. I think they just think completely differently to me.
Yeah, some people just like. Yeah.
But maybe they think alike, so I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, when I played it was with Sarah and then Sean and Dan. I was okay with Sean. I was pretty good with Sarah, and Dan and I just couldn't couldn't come up with the same words at all. It's interesting.
Yeah, interesting how it's kind of like it's exercise in working out how people think.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there's a game called can't remember what it's called now, which isn't very helpful. But you're like given cards and you have to sort of come up with something that represents the story on the card. It doesn't have to be like doesn't have to be a story. It can just be a word or a phrase or a sound. It can be anything. And then you like everyone puts the card down and it has and then you sort of vote on which is the most correct.
Okay.
And then like it's revealed who is the real one, who else interprets the question. Yeah, the person with the most votes scores.
Yeah,
whatever.
it sounds similar to like some chat box games. You know chat box?
Yeah. Literally can't remember what it's called.
Japanese in chat. Hi, Tom. What does it say? Happy New Year.
Konnichiwa,
No.
Mato-san.
Hello, Matt. Is that what it says?
Hello, Matt. Tom's in Japan.
Ooh! Exciting.
He is on. It must be like quite late there now. It must be like what, 10 o'clock?
What's that, like 9 hours? 8 hours ahead?
Time in Tokyo. 10:30. So it's like, 9 hours.
I sent a screenshot of what you were doing to Costas, and I said, Matt's doing this and wants to know how much lighting to do. It's where the little jellyfish comes out. And
He has told me before.
His
I've been like,
his answer is, the big jelly also comes out, so the crack is decent but thinnish. He didn't say anything about the lighting. So I said, so the crack is too small? Is that what he's saying? What?
I mean, I haven't really drawn a crack yet.
Is that not what the little hole is?
Oh, well, the blue one on the right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I could make it bigger, but I was sort of trying to get a... orientation at school tomorrow. Ashita wa gakko de. I don't know what the word for orientation is.
Sarah's 3-year-old knows the Greek alphabet.
I thought you could. Sarah's kid knows Japanese. I'm like, what?
Probably what he's gonna learn next.
I mean, I think you have to learn it early if you
Yeah,
want to get
yeah.
anywhere with it.
He knows the Russian alphabet and then the Greek
What?
alphabet now. No.
This kid's a revelation.
Yeah.
What Tom's doing for like the next year or something. Learning the Japanese alphabet.
Google Translate says orientation.
Orient. Maybe there isn't. Maybe there wasn't a word. Like, well, I just want to say like it's the start of school tomorrow, which is like what Haji Meru, or something.
Sounds right.
My Japanese has gotten rusty over the last month. I haven't had time.
Have you done anything more on the game that you were making?
I have been doing a little bit, yeah.
Nice.
I was doing a bit before we started streaming, actually. Just, I kind of want to have like the game programmed before I do the art, so or like programmed as much as I can do.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to set a goal for that to say like have it, playable by next week, and then. But I'm learning. It's a nice language or nice engine.
Yeah, I'd quite like to play around with it at some point.
I think if you're like even vaguely familiar with AGS, you should be fine. It's just like working out kind of how you translate the systems that you learn in AGS into.
Yeah.
And the syntax is slightly different, but it's pretty easy to pick up.
That's good.
Instead of like saying like C mat.walk, it will be more like C.mat.walk2. And then the coordinates are the coordinates in brackets is the same.
Okay.
Although the coordinate system's a bit different because it bases it off the center of the room, like the center point.
Okay.
So everything is like minus plus.
Yeah.
So instead of using the top left for coordinates 0, 0, they're like slap bang in the center of the room. So like the far left of the screen if it was like a 200 pixel wide room, the left side of the screen will be minus 100.
100, yeah.
Which I'm actually struggling with because I'm so used to doing it in like AGS style. I'm just like I'm having to be really dumb, but you can put like dummy characters into the game window, so you can just get I'll put it here, and you can just move them around to get the coordinates where you want things to go. And hopefully, eventually, I'll pick up how to do it properly.
I'm sure eventually I'll you'll remember.
But yeah, there's a lot of things that are so much faster. Like just creating characters, creating animations, and
sorry.
Just setting up things is so much faster. My make a function that translates it.
Creating
I could do that
animations.
actually. I haven't delved too far into sort of creating custom stuff. I think half of the time it's like a case of finding where I do the same thing in AGS, but where do I program it?
Yeah.
So, you know, AGS has the global, like the big global
Yeah, how
script
does it
where you
work
can.
there?
Well, they're all there. They're just all in like separate function, like separate scripts.
Okay.
But I haven't quite worked out where the like input script is, like where like how you can meddle with left clicking or right clicking. But it's there. I just haven't really looked for it yet. But it's nice. Definitely be using it more when I have time to do my own projects, which is never. You doing the whip animation still? Well, not still, but
Yeah, still. I might ask for some of the underwater stuff from Casters just to do something different for a change.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of tiring. There's a lot of frames on this one. My eyes hurt.
Your eyes hurt.
Don't know why. I just haven't stared at a screen for this long for a while.
Yeah. It's kind of been trying to be more conscious about getting away from my computer more. Don't know how successful I'm being, but I'm not trying to enforce lunchtime walks and.
Nice. I think it's because I've been doing a lot of like knitting and stuff.
Oh yeah. Have you knitted anything since?
No.
Didn't you make like a little coat or jumper?
I made a jumper and then I made a hat with the same wool. And then I made another hat for Laurie. And then I started 2 jumpers, like 2 new jumpers for myself.
Oh my
but
God.
like I couldn't help myself. Like the wool came for them and I didn't know which one to start with. So I started one and then I started the other one too. So I've made one sleeve of one and started the back. And then the other one, which is a chunkier wool, so it's quicker, I've done the back and what was that? Oh, like one of the front bits. It's like a not a cardigan, but like an open jumper. Like it's a cardigan without buttons, I guess. But
Yeah. You could combine them into some kind of Frankenstein monstrosity. Like, where do you typically do that? Do you just sit in front of the? Yeah. Do you like sit around watching stuff? Or?
Yeah. So sometimes I might do it at my PC whilst watching something, but it's like normally something I don't have to watch. You know, like it's
yeah, it's
something.
like background noise.
Yeah. Or on the sofa somewhere, maybe watching something on my iPad, or like not even watching something whilst waiting for something to cook. I took it with me to Bristol, so I did it on the coach and on the train and on the bus.
Nice.
And then I've even take it to work and do it on my breaks sometimes as well.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel productive and it's fun.
Yeah.
And kind of calming. Oh, and then I got the there's like a new special illustrated edition of the Silmarillion that I got for Christmas.
Yes, I saw you. Remember you?
And I haven't read the Silmarillion yet. I kept trying to, so I want to maybe it'll make it easier. I don't know.
No, I've not either. I made the mistake of watching The Hobbit. Started watching the Hobbit trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Had you seen it
Just,
before?
I have seen it
Oh,
before,
okay.
but
You decided
I
to
wanted
watch
to
it
give it
again.
another go because
Yeah, I felt like that, and watched the first one, and then it
God,
stopped.
it's hard work.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know why they
Shame, really.
spread it out into into 3 films.
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, originally was going to be 2, and then they were like, let's just make money. Which is why the third one is so. I saw that there was like, because I went to that the movie marathon the other month, and I saw they were doing that for The Hobbit, and asked my friend, and we were like, nah,
No.
it's not worth it.
No.
I don't think they're the extended trilogy, but it's still like
That's still a lot of like.
it's still like 9 hours or something. I feel like I can do anything now, but after that Lord of the Rings one. So.
I watched a weird film the other day. Oh, what was it called? Had Colin Farrell in it. It was called After Yang.
Don't think I know that.
It was
What was it
weird,
about?
but like it was very slow and like chill. Like nothing was. It was all just really. Well, no, there was one scene that was actually kind of funny and sort of. What's the word? High pace in a sense, but yeah, it was just a very strange film, and I'm surprised that I enjoyed it. Like I was, yeah, no, I liked it. But kind of recommend. I don't know. I have animated the whip.
Give it a go.
Like just the whip. Just the line of the whip. Oh, no, I haven't. No, I found some missing frames.
Just cut them out.
Oh, wait, are they copy paste the ones? No, I haven't done them.
It's been hard when I've been doing this Unity thing because I want to program it first and not have any of the art. It's kind of frustrating. So I'm like I want to draw.
Yeah.
But I'm
I
really
would
being.
kind of struggle with that, but it's the sensible way of doing it, I would have thought.
I don't know if it is all the time because I think I get ideas from drawing, like just because I feel like when I'm drawing whatever background, I go, oh, I could like make a puzzle out of this.
Yeah.
And then I have to go, no, I've already designed it. And then I get sad. But I think I've designed it in a way where I haven't necessarily gone and finalised the puzzle. I've just gone, this needs to happen, but I haven't decided how yet.
Yeah.
So I could get an idea, which is not great design personally. Not on every puzzle, but on some bits I go, oh, I need to assemble this ingredient, but I haven't decided. Like, yeah.
I don't think that's bad.
I think I'll just work it out as I'm sort of playing around with it. My phone keeps resetting itself, and that worries me.
Your phone keeps
Angry
resetting
Moose on the
itself.
loose.
Oh, hello.
Matty Barra. In fucking genius. Yeah, Yeah, it's my. I'm a VTuber. Or
Oh no.
ping tube. I think they call them ping tubers because they're just like PNGs, like or animation.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
That's the word I've heard of.
I do apologise if anyone turns you into a dog. Because you're on Costas' side of the screen, like it's still set up for that.
Oh, I'm gonna try it. I've got like so many points that I might as well see what happens.
You are now a dog.
Woof.
Oh, I'm so achy.
Are you sick?
I'm a bit, but I don't think it's that. I think it was from work yesterday. I was allowed to do date checking. Yay. I think I'm like the only person that gets excited by that.
Because you're probably the only person that does it properly.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's the reason why I sometimes can be quite slow at things that I do, and it's because I do them properly. Because a week or so ago, I was asked to do like a cage. You know, like, do you know those big cage things on wheels in shops? Yeah. And it had like stock in it that needed to be worked from like one aisle. And we were asked to do it, so I went to do it, and someone else was doing it too, and she let me do it. But then she said, "Oh, I don't think much will go out." And if it was her doing it, I don't think she would have put much out. She would have just put a couple of bits out and then put it back. But I literally took everything off of there because it was all organized really annoyingly, where like it was hard to get to things, and I put like a lot out. But it took me ages to do. But I did it properly.
I mean, if I want, I think with food stuff, it's definitely worth doing it properly.
Yeah.
Sure. Although I think the dates on food things are a bit lenient. I think you can, with some foods, I think you can have a bit of common sense.
Yeah.
And I think they're intended to be a bit sort of. If it's a day out of date, you're probably fine.
Yeah.
But they don't want that liability, I suppose. I think people are sort of not really taught to check themselves.
I mean,
make a decision about food. If it looks and smells alright, it's probably alright.
Yeah, I prefer that. I mean, a lot of people just throw things away because of the
But
date,
it's like,
even though it's perfectly fine.
They'll go, it's a minute out of date, you have to go. Because sometimes they have like the time, like when they were packaged as well.
Yeah. The thing is, a lot of the time it's just a best before date. It's not like a use by date.
Yeah. Yeah, and best before doesn't mean it's bad afterwards.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder how much food could be saved, or
That's
not
why.
saved, but
That's why
not
it
wasted.
annoys me that I like doing date tracking, because if it's not, if they're not like if they don't keep on top of it, if they find something that's like 3 months past the best before date, they'll just throw it.
Mm.
And a lot of the time it's things that are perfectly fine, and it's really annoying. Oh, Costa says, "Why is Matt a K-dog?" And then he says it's identity theft.
Costas is the one that always complains about being the dog. You can't complain about me being the dog. I embrace the dog. You shun the dog. I am now the dog. I don't even know if he's in. He must be in chat.
No, I sent him a screenshot of you as a dog.
My phone is doing something strange. It's
You
just
see
constantly resetting and buzzing.
Like restarting?
Yeah.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Buzzing.
It's just something like, I mean, it's perfectly fine phone apart from that.
How old is it?
Like 2 years.
Ugh. That really annoys me how phones like lifespan.
I will totally run this
It's
into the
like,
ground before I buy a new one.
yeah, but like it annoys me that like I had one before that I had going for a while, but then I got to the point where it was too like the what do you call it? Hard drive space was too small for the
Mm.
operating system. So I had to upgrade, and that's like super annoying.
Planned obsolescence or something.
And then stuff like where if something breaks, it's more expensive. It's cheaper to buy a new phone than to get it
Yeah.
fixed. Like what?
Yeah.
It's so bad.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I might just go back to a really simple
Like an old Nokia.
phone, but I've got to the point where I'm like, I need a lot of the features.
Mm.
Like I like having the Google Maps where I can just
Yeah.
check where I am
It is very useful.
when I'm out walking. Because generally I got quite a good sense of direction, but
I don't.
when you have to specifically go, oh, okay, I'm at this crossroad and I don't exactly remember where, you can just have a check. And like just having the camera is so convenient.
Yeah. I mean, there's like loads of stuff like camera. The torch is useful. It's nice to check the weather. To see if it's gonna rain.
I hate checking the weather.
I find it useful when I put clothes out to dry.
Does that, I suppose. I actually need to put some washing on, but can do that after the stream. Exciting life.
I did mine this morning and yesterday.
Organised. I should have like a set day where I just do it.
Yeah.
Routines.
Angry Moose on the loose says, I factory default my phone from like 2014. It works like new. It's disgusting. It was updates that was killing phone CPU and battery. What the heck? Yeah.
My last phone. Yeah, I can't even remember what it was now. That's wild. I don't even remember. Oh.
What's your current phone?
Samsung. Oh, it's some Xiaomi. It's like just a cheap. I mean, it's a good phone. It's just a sort of Chinese manufacturer. Quite nice, but doesn't have like near field stuff, so you can't do like Google Wallet and stuff.
Oh, okay. I only recently set that up for me, and I was quite. What am I trying to say? Pleased for it. Yeah, because the amount of times I've forgotten my like card at home.
But then I feel like I'm just putting too much of my life on one little square.
Yeah, no, that is scary.
Phone, like all my photo, like it's my camera, it's my little organizer, it's my bank.
Everything.
It's kind of scary how much of my life is tied to them.
Yeah.
Worrying.
Yeah, my phone was being weird, and it sucked because like I've had it for. Well, maybe I have had it for a little bit now. 3 years, maybe. But that shouldn't be like a bit. That's not a long time. But phone terms are like kind of is. But
in phone terms, that's like way long time.
Yeah.
Or in consumerist terms, it's not necessarily in how long it should last.
But it was like I can't remember what it was doing. It's freezes sometimes, kind of. It's weird, but like when I restarted it, it was then okay. But it still does weird stuff sometimes, and like I want it to last like a lot longer. So fingers crossed it does. Because before that, I had like an iPhone something. But like I bought that secondhand from Sarah, who she'd had it for a bit already. And then I used that for ages. It was like still fine. So yeah.
Never used an Apple phone.
Yeah, it was my first
Never
phone.
used an Apple anything. But
I had 2 laptops.
that's the trouble with this generally technology. Like it just becomes obsolete so quickly that you just want to buy the latest one.
Yeah, yeah. It's like,
Because I wanted to buy that
ooh, better
laptop, and I just
camera.
go, yeah, I wanted to buy that laptop, and I was like, it's just going to be a better one next year.
Yep.
And then next year I'll go, there's just a better one next year.
Yep, constantly.
And then I won't buy one. So, which is fine because I'm very reluctant to buy things if I don't have a use case for them. But yeah, I've been trying to declutter a lot over Christmas as well.
That's good. I mean, I'm
It's
gonna
kind of therapeutic.
I'm gonna like probably be forced to declutter from like packing up all my stuff and moving.
At least it's not too far, so you can like run back and forth. Well, maybe not run, but maybe run. I don't know how far it is. You said it's like in the same area.
20 something minute drive.
Okay, like decent drive. That's still considered the same village.
No, it's a town.
All right. Oh yeah, you said it was the nearby town. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can actually walk to places. Like I can walk to Tesco. I can walk to the refill shop, which is going to be really nice. I'm very grateful.
I like the idea of those refill shops.
Sorry?
I like the idea of those refill shops. I don't think there's one near me though.
No, I like them a lot. Ooh, when I was at Sarah's, we had bubble tea.
Did I tell you I had some a little while ago?
I think so. And it was good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was with you.
No, I thought you had it since. I thought you had it since, didn't you? Is that what you're talking about?
I think I have had it since, but I was like, hold on a sec. My brain was, I was going through it when did I have that nice bubble tea? And it was funny with you when we went to Totoro.
That's hilarious. I swear you said you had it since then.
I think I have had it since, but that was the time when I liked it. And my brain just went, oh no, I've made a terrible mistake.
That's funny.
Went and had like these fluffy pancakes with Tom a little while ago in London when he was up getting his visa and stuff.
What kind of fluffy?
Yes. They were just like really sort of creamy, fluffy. It's hard to describe.
Were they?
I don't know if they were like Japanese.
I was going to say, are they Japanese? Because I've seen that before on like Pinterest.
I think they kind of were.
And they look really good.
They were tasty. Kind of a bit. You don't want too many of them.
Oh, I was about to like ban and stuff because I thought it was.
Oh my god! Welcome in, ban.
Hello. Yeah. Thanks for the.
Sorry, a party of 71.
Wait, Panther. Seriously? What?
What?
Hello. Panther raid. This is real and not spam.
This is.
How's everybody? We are. It's too spammy. It's fine. It's just not used to it, I guess. I haven't been raided in a while. Whoa. Thanks for the follow, Rats Clan.
Hello, everyone. This is exciting.
We are making a game called Theropods, if you want to check it out. There's some links. The Steam one's probably better. The trailer's pretty good too. Whoa. Thanks for the... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness! Wait, it's repeating the noises in my ear, and I haven't fixed that. Thanks for the follow, White Panther. Thanks for the follow, Sociable Steve. Thanks for the follow, Matty Two Shoes. Ooh, look, it's another Matt. Thanks for thanks for the
Yeah, but he's
follow,
got
Orc Gazma. Thanks for the
but Matty
follow,
Two Shoes presumably has two
Eshan.
shoes.
Thanks for the follow, Jay Walter. Jeez, we haven't had this much like activity in a while. What were you guys streaming? What were you doing? Oh, how did you find us? Whoa.
Because we're too cool.
We are too cool. You can change your little character down in the bottom of the screen if you like on stream avatars. There should be a little thingy
Pop
on the
out.
side of the screen. Yeah. Thanks for the follow, that Arnie. Whoa. Happy days.
Well,
Whoa, you won
Jump
from the
catch
catch game. Have some.
I forgot about the gambling thing as well.
Oh yeah, the gambling.
I always lose. So I gave up.
I don't remember how you do it. Do you remember?
Exclamation mark. Bet.
Bet.
I can't remember.
Whoa. Oh. Wait, what happened?
I don't know. What did happen?
I don't know. It's not telling me anything happened, but it made the follow sound. Oh. So much excitement. I don't know. What were we even talking about before that happened?
Something terribly exciting, I imagine.
Oh yeah, bubble tea.
Bubble tea and fluffy pancakes.
Oh, fluffy pancakes, yeah. Beat boopers on. You want to beat boopers on? Here, whoever beat boopers on. Have another beat boopers on.
You know those I think I had those Biscoff biscuits. Have you ever had those? And it was like
yeah.
that. Like it was like the sandwich bread equivalent of that in it.
Yeah.
And it was just like liquid drugs. It was so tasty. That taste, like those biscuits are so nice.
They are really nice. Lotus,
like,
dangerously
that's
what they're called, aren't they?
Lotus, yeah.
I get so confused why they're called Lotus biscuits, and then the spread's called Biscoff.
Oh, okay.
Oh, let me explain Costas the dog. So there's normally someone else that streams with us called Costas, and he's a dog. He likes to get transformed into a dog, but he's not here, so now Matt gets turned into a dog. Biscoff spread's amazing. Yeah.
I like that you had to break your silence to say that. First time chat, Biscoff spread is S tier. I mean, was it worth it? I think. But it's like too nice, I'd say. Too nice.
Yeah, special occasions. I made a cake out of it once. It was yummy.
I thought a recipe on Instagram Reels of how to make a biscuit cheesecake. Yeah.
And you're gonna make it?
I don't know, because it looks too dangerously good.
Do it.
And it's like this like it was a creator that does like healthy baking, and I'm like, those don't make sense together. don't lie to yourself.
Lotus is the company, Biscoff is the biscuit.
There you go.
Oh, thanks.
There's like lots of Lotus Biscoff facts.
Do they make anything else? Lotus.
They don't need to make anything else.
No, true.
They've got the market cornered on delicious biscuits.
I was streaming, so what we used to do is that on a Thursday from, I don't know is it GMT? What time?
We are in GMT at the moment.
Yeah, so from 1 GMT to 4, we tend to stream game development streams. And then on Monday, Costas and I used to play point-and-click adventure games. But he's pretty busy at the moment, so... And also our schedule's been a bit here and there because we're sort of, when he's busy, we can't do it, so we change it to another day. But that's normally what it is, but I guess we're not doing Mondays at the moment, so Thursdays.
Mm.
But yeah. I was No, I wasn't. I was contemplating just like even if you weren't available to stream with me, Matt, of just streaming anyways, but like not caring because I kind of get what's the word, self-conscious and like don't know what to say if I'm like,
That's why I don't stream. I'm just like, I don't know what to say to people when I'm on my own.
yeah, it feels weird, but it might just be nice anyways, just to just work and not really care if anyone's watching or not, and talk if anyone
That's
is.
what.
But I don't know.
That's what I wanted to do with my like map drawing. Just not even talk.
Yeah,
Just
no.
sit and draw.
And like put some
Maybe
like
write some
cozy
stuff
music
in
on.
chat occasionally. Yeah.
Because yeah, a lot of people like working along with people when they do that. Ooh, Summer's hoping for more game streams. I would
Hi,
like to.
Summer.
I might see. Yeah, Hawaii. I might see when Costas is free and try to do it. Because the thing is, like, or I could play some that Costas has already played. Because I don't want to like play any without him, especially when we plan to like play some together. Oh, and we need to play the new Telwinium. Telwinium? Is that what it's called?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Power. Well,
Because
yeah.
that's been finished now.
Uh-huh.
What? Sorry.
What?
Sociable Steve's is apparently they make Biscoff ice cream.
Tom says they make a biscuit called Dinosaurus.
Are you? No. Are you serious?
I'm looking this up.
Is that real? I want it.
Oh my god, they look amazing.
Oh, is Biscoff from Belgium or Lotus even, or both? Both even.
I don't know.
I haven't been to Belgium.
I have.
You have?
Yes, I've been to Bruges and some other place that was less memorable because I was only there for a little while. I've been to Brussels, but only the train station.
Oh my god, Biscoff shower cream. I mean,
Ghent is where I've been.
Ghent. Whoa, Biscoff's not as good anymore as they were in your childhood? Like, have they actually changed, or is it just like...
They're not as good, and it's still amazing, in my opinion. Which is what I purposely don't eat them because they're too good.
Yeah, I don't. I haven't bought them in ages, but it's probably a good idea not to, and just buy it like once a year or something. I don't know. Biscoff deodorants. Wait, what?
I've just offended someone by going. The place that wasn't memorable is Ghent, is where I live. Well, I live in Slough, so you know you can insult where I live.
I want the dinosaur cookies. What the heck?
I would say it wasn't memorable because I was only there for about 5 hours.
What did you do there?
We went to a little castle. It was called...
I like castles.
It was a nice castle. But
I have not been to a castle in a long time. I should go to a castle.
The castle was nice. It's quite small. It's called the Gravenstein, I think. Had like lots of nice town squares though.
Rat's Clan says agree. Special occasions only.
Dinosaur cookies to adventure.
Like 9 a.m., 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. Yes, bring dinosaur cookies to Adventure X. And ice cream, melted ice cream.
Just bring a like freezer on a backpack. It'll be fine.
Are the dinosaur cookies vegan as well? Because that's what I love about what do you call them? Yeah, the Biscoff ones. They are vegan.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so that whip was easy to do without, like, thinking. Huh. Okay. What am I meant to do next?
Did we ever ascertain what was being streamed?
What was being streamed?
The Raider.
No! The raider was White Panther. If you're still here, what do you stream? What do you
What are you?
What do you stream? Might not be here anymore. No, you are here. In stream avatars, at least.
Or whoever joined the raid
Oh,
can
that's
tell
true.
us.
You guys were all watching. Web dev, mainly front end. I used to know what that was, as in like the pretty
So like
stuff
the
of web dev.
like the UX,
Yeah.
stuff,
Okay. Yeah.
or like UI.
Very nice. I haven't seen that on Twitch before. I mean, there's like literally everything on Twitch, and I don't watch it that
Yeah.
often.
What websites were you designing?
Oh yeah, whoops. Razclan says saw them play the song in London. Skyrim and Orchestra was so good. I forgot that I just had my music playing. And
Oh, I was wondering what that was in reference to.
Hopefully that's fine. That sounds amazing, Skyrim and Orchestra.
I want to see Lord of the Rings Orchestra,
Oh,
but with the film in the background.
It was so good. I just wish it was the extended film, because that's the only films for me.
Those poor like yeah. Have to just play constantly for like 12 hours. I think they would die.
Oh yeah, no, what the whole thing? I mean, what did I saw the Two Towers, and then I saw The Return of the King. I missed the Fellowship because I didn't know about it. But yeah, it was amazing. White Panther says, have you ever heard of a web ring, like the cool things from the 90s? No? Hello, Jetsam123. Jurassic Park Orchestra. I saw Star Wars? Just like Star Wars. What was it?
The Star Wars.
I think it was like, I don't remember how they did it, because I think it was like episode 1 to 6 somehow. No, or it was just episode 1.
That would have been like.
No, but it wasn't. No, it wasn't the whole film. I can't
or like
remember.
A medley sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that's how they did it. But the actor, I cannot think of his name, who acts as C-3PO, was there at the start and said some stuff.
Anthony something.
Anthony. Yeah.
Daniels.
I want to. Yeah. But he I think he was wearing a suit, like a white suit or something. I can't remember what it was, but he then flashed like his shirt underneath, or the inside of his jacket, which was gold, and it was like a C-3PO moment thing. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Rats Clan. Yeah, I was playing like a lot of I didn't have that much. I got scared at that one point when they were being pretty strict about DMCA, and had just a handful of stuff that I knew was safe, and it was just getting really monotonous, and I have to sit here listening to it whilst working, so I just went to some other stuff, and it's been fine. We are working on a game that we are making called Theropods. There is the trailer. Here is the Steam page. It is a point-and-click adventure game set in a prehistoric land with dinosaurs and humans. Very realistic.
completely scientifically accurate.
Yeah. Hi, Grundislav.
Prove otherwise.
I mean, we've got feathers on our dinosaurs. White Panther says, basically it's a community of websites, and everyone displays a little widget on their site to move through the different sites in the ring. Ooh. I launched one of those last year and was redesigning the widget to look like it was from the 90s. That sounds amazing.
Oh, good, no puns today. Well, let's not say no puns.
Oh no! Oh, thanks, Summer. Wait, what was the... bloody way power. Oh, and eggs. Well, I mean, at least you say it's not as good as Biscoff.
Thank you, Rats Clan.
Yeah, thank you very much. Matt does the amazing backgrounds.
I thought...
Oh, and other bits.
I thought Grundislav was doing a talk at Magfest. Isn't that now? Maybe you're not doing it for a few days.
What's Magfest?
It's like a game conference, isn't it?
Oh.
Or festival, video game festival.
Oh, it starts today.
Oh, Saturday
I'm leaving this
evening.
afternoon. The talk is Saturday evening. Wait, I missed stuff. Someone says, "Oh yeah, Biscoff is way better than dinosaur cookies, at least nowadays. Back in the day, though, oh, can't imagine like Biscoff being
We
better.
got
As a kid, they were one of the best cookies in the country that. Wait, what? One of the best cookies in a country that's nothing but great cookies.
well, look at this travesty of wrong layer drawing.
What is that? Oh, is that touching
That
up
is
on the foreground?
that is me drawing on the wrong layer.
Oh,
This happened again.
That's pretty
Mom.
easy to select, though.
Mom, it happened again.
You should just color select black, and then invert.
All right.
No? Was that more fun?
Oh no,
Oh,
I've made
no.
a fool of myself. Let's just never speak of this moment again.
Does it not work color selecting?
I could do that,
And
yes.
then invert. Well, like, you don't even have to color
I do
select.
even invert.
Just do that. Shift Alt I maybe.
Shift Alt I.
Shift Alt I. No. Maybe?
No,
Is
I
that
don't want
doing
in
it?
for a spreadsheet.
Wait, select. Control Shift I. Control Shift I, sorry.
Whoa.
What software are we using? We're both using Sprite.
I learned something
Mine's
today.
just in dark mode. Oh, it missed one little bit.
Normality is restored. So
Thanks for the follow, Jetson123. Why did it not make a noise? I feel like it's gonna. Oh, that's also something else. Is my internet's not great.
What noise does it usually make?
What's happening right now? I don't know how to replicate it.
Can't. Honestly, me drawing on the wrong layer is like almost a joke. It's a meme at this point. Almost started doing it again.
Do you name your layers?
Yeah.
You know what I do? When I know I'm going to be working on one layer, I try and lock all the other layers.
Hmm.
Yeah.
See, that would be a smart thing to do.
I literally just did that too. I drew the whip on the Amazon layer and had to just fix that just now. It's not just you. La 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 la. Whoa, Grandislav had jury duty today, but was able to postpone it until Monday.
What?
Are you going to say that you want to do jury duty?
I know, I don't want to do jury duty.
What were you going to say?
No, I thought it's kind of exciting, but I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You draw on the wrong layer all the time. Okay, we can be naughty together.
Oh my god, a drinking game.
Oh my god, I'm
Matt
glad.
would be drunk.
I would be glad I don't drink anymore for that. I would be dead.
Oh, Jetson123 says that trailer looked really cool. I love how simplistic the characters look over the detailed backgrounds. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, I need to do some drawing.
You just work that out.
Yeah.
I need to do some drawing.
Yeah, she's got a lightsaber. Why did I draw a spear blue? Oh, I know why, because I could see it better. Yeah, so that's why I'm super grateful when like there's things like Oreos. The Oreos aren't that amazing though, but still I'm grateful.
Oreos are vegan.
Yeah, they're accidentally vegan. Like I guess Biscoff must be accidentally vegan as well.
Accidentally vegan.
Yeah.
It's like a good band name.
Yeah, accidental vegan things are exciting until they change the recipe and you don't realize they've changed the recipe. It's no longer vegan.
I didn't know that had been around for a long time. I've never really, like, until the last few years, I'd never really eaten.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've, like, someone must have made them popular, like, massively popular, I don't know.
I
Or something.
obviously never knew what they were when I was in Africa. Because I don't think they existed out there.
It might have done.
I'm pretty sure it didn't. There was this amazing chocolate bar called Hippo.
Hippo or Pippo?
Hippo? Was it called Hippo? It was a yellow packaging and it had a hippo on it. There
Probably.
wasn't. They weren't even that amazing. It was chocolate on the outside and a bit of wafer and like caramel on the inside, and it was kind of thinnish, but it was really yummy. There's like quite a few things out there that doesn't exist here. Hippo chocolate. I found it once in a South African shop in London. Oh, I look up Hippo and then it's the Kinder Happy Hippo biscuit. That's
Happy
not what I
Hippo.
mean. Chocolate bar. Yellow. Africa. I can't find it. I don't think it was called Hippo.
Why are there two beak boopers on somewhere?
Because I think it was White Panther.
Wait, is that beak boopers on, or is that something?
No, it was Matty Two Shoes and spent points for Beat Boopers on. And I do it because I made it a thing because Cossus gets annoyed by it. Because I Frankenstein her with Beat Boop. Yeah. Whoa, loads of Lotus. Is it Lotus?
Lotus facts.
Facts.
Hashtag. Or Biscoff facts, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, they only became an international brand now through Lotus, but they've been around as traditional cookie in Belgium and the Netherlands for at least 100 years, 100 to 200 likely. Quick search says they originated sometime around the 18th century. Whoa. That's pretty old. Oh, this is difficult to draw because Costas made the Amazon too big.
Maybe even 16th, 17th century.
Well,
Wow.
What did they do? They look the same?
I recently learned that Nintendo is like over 100 years old.
Seriously?
They used to make, they originally used to make like collectible cards or game cards.
Really? What the heck?
In like late 1800s or something.
Wow. Oh yeah, you get those Biscoffs in the little like small packages as well, can't you?
I think that's probably where I used to see them in like hotels with like you get with coffee and stuff.
Yeah, with coffees. I remember that.
But I never really had them outside of that.
They're very traditional here. They were a dirty little secret for centuries before the rest of the world discovered them.
Yeah, I only kind of remember I've only seen like the oblong shape with a kind of fancy border.
Yeah.
That's...
Oh no. Sorry. Let me.
Oh no.
Let me. I'll paste it for you. And then I can't press it because we are still talking about business. My internet's awful until I move. Hopefully when I move it'll be better.
It's a very deep subject that we can all bond over. I just did it again.
Wrong layer.
Can't do bad. Fine, don't worry about it. I'm locking all the other layers at your suggestion.
Yeah.
See if it works.
So wait, did it used to be called Why did you do ooh as? Oh, is it like speculus or speculas? Biscoff's the name they chose to make it a big international brand. Ah, I see.
Yeah, I think I first remember, like, really remembering it when I went to a barbecue like 2 years ago, and someone bought out Biscoff's spread and was just sort of eating it off the spoon and going, this stuff is too nice. I just learned a valuable lesson that day.
What is the difference between the speculus or speculas?
They sound like Pokemon.
Why is the Amazon so huge? Okay, let's ignore the Amazon for now. Oh, the spread is not even a thing for about 15 years. Spread was a genius idea, though. Whip, 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 struggle, HD.
I don't want to buy that spread in shops. Too dangerous.
I think I've only ever bought it once, and it was because I wanted to make a cake, and I think that's probably the only sort of times I'd ever buy it.
I think if I make that Biscoff cheesecake, then I worry about how much I'm gonna have to buy to just make the cake, and there'll be leftovers, and nothing good can come of it.
When's your birthday?
April. I only permit myself to buy peanut butter because it's delicious.
Yum, 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 yum.
And, not too bad for you.
Yeah.
It's not great for you, but it's not like...
Not as bad as Biscoff. Wait, what? Someone says, I have a big jar of the spread in my cupboard at all times. Same with Nutella. It's mandatory as a Belgian. If you don't have them in the home at all times, you're a traitor.
Is this like British people with tea, allegedly? So like your national identity is tied to Biscoff. I don't even like tea that much.
I like tea. I came back with a whole load of tea from Sarah that she... Oh, wrong layer. That she...
Foolish.
She does that.
Imagine how embarrassing.
Yeah, a whole load of tea that she had in the cupboard that she wasn't drinking because they were like ones in what do you call them? Bags, not loose. But they all have licorice in it, pretty much. And I don't like licorice.
Oh, I hate licorice.
Social Steve says, the Naked brand of snacks, also from Lotus. Huh? Naked is Lotus? I like Naked bars.
I think I have had them.
I mean, it's just fruit and nuts squished into a bar.
Yeah, I take them. Good hiking snacks.
Yeah. You don't like tea? Are you even British? Yeah, Matt.
Exactly. I remember having like a. I'm sure. I remember having like a cherry Bakewell flavor of these naked
Yeah,
bars.
the cherry Bakewell ones.
Yeah, because I love anything to do with almonds. Another danger.
Marzipan?
Like frangipane and marzipan. And
What is what is frangipane?
I don't know.
I heard of it.
It's
I
just
just
like a
don't know.
creamy.
Oh,
I don't know. I think it's similar to marzipan. But
whoops. I can't stop. So frithy, you naughty boy. What would Her
he keeps calling me a
Majesty say?
naughty
What would Her
boy.
Madge say?
What would her match? Well,
Mm-mm.
not a lot.
No.
Like, oh my god,
Oh God, man, no.
zombie queen.
No.
Zombie queen's gonna come and haunt me.
Oh dear.
Disrespectful, maybe to some, but I don't. It's fine.
Someone says I don't like
Yeah.
tea at all, which is how you know I'm not from the UK. Oh, Lotus probably bought Naked. They've been buying a lot of existing brands and making them bigger in recent years. She'd say, because for her to be able to say anything, she'd have to become a zombie. Sociable Steve says frangipane is a creamy mixture of ground almonds, butter, sugar, and eggs that is sometimes used to fill tarts. Okay. Frangipane is a
Frangipane is,
gross
yeah.
cookie-esque thing. If there's one kind of
No, it goes
cookie
in.
I don't like, it's stuffed with frangipane in it, but that's mostly because I don't like almonds.
I like Bakewell tarts. Top tier.
Yeah, I used to have cherry Bakewells a lot. And then I became vegan.
Yeah. You can still eat. Well, you can't have frangipane, I suppose.
No. Well,
Butter.
yeah, no.
There might be vegan frangipane.
I don't even know that I've had frangipane before. But, marzipan's good. Stollen is delicious.
Is marzipan vegan?
Yeah, it's just sugar and
Okay.
almonds. I mean, there might be certain ones that aren't, because they might put some weird stuff in it, like whey powder.
No way.
No way. Good one.
Top that.
No.
Oh, what was that? Yeah, is that top that wrap?
Yeah, stop that.
Top quality wrapping.
All the best. I don't even know that I've had normal frangipane. Frangipane. Let me have a look. Frangipane. Okay. Oh, maybe I have. Frangipane vegan.
Frangipane sounds like a Teletubby.
What is the difference between frangipane and Bakewell? Frangipane is not an alternative to Bakewell tart, but instead one of the ingredients in a Bakewell tart used for the filling.
Goes in it. Yeah.
Oh, then I have had it. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the sort of, the squishy interior.
Ooh, I should try make vegan cherry Bakewells. Yum, 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 yum.
Yum, yum, yum.
Oh, summer! I'm definitely gonna have a look at vegan cookies here and see what I can bring to Pinterest. Oh, don't worry too much about looking. Just bring a whole suitcase full of Biscoff, which you can buy here anyways.
Don't worry too much. Just bring everything.
Yeah.
Poor Summer.
Ugh. Veggie Bakewell tarts. Oh, nom 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 nom. Yeah, vegan. It's like veggie made from carrots. Do you reckon it tastes different? The ones you get there compared to the ones here.
That's a good question. We'll have to do a taste test.
Mm. What am I listening to? Are we still in Skyrim? Yes.
Me? Hi.
Oh right, this one song or like thing is
Plant.
like 3 hours long. Plant.
Plant-based sugar. I've got news for them. A revelation.
What would
What a revelation.
non-plant-based sugar be?
I don't know.
Yeah, totally. We should do a Biscoff taste test with the OG stuff. Meat-based sugar.
Ugh. That's like the worst thing I've ever heard. Meat-based sugar. Ugh. What a horrible day to have ears. Love saying that.
We'll bring the English Biscoff.
We'll bring bourbons and custard cream.
I like bourbons.
To be fair, I do as well.
I like custard creams, but they're not vegan. And then the only vegan ones I can find are gluten-free as well, and I don't like gluten-free. They're really, like, grainy.
Yeah.
Is that an arm? Jeez.
Is that an arm?
It's so hard to tell. I think it is.
I'll bring my Biscoff cheesecake and see if I can make it vegan. Which might be tricky.
Vegan cheesecake's not too hard to make. Oh, ginger nuts. I like ginger nuts.
Ginger biscuits
Yum,
again.
yum, yum, yum. I think Biscoff and... Not Biscoff, what? I mean, yeah, Biscoff, but I don't include Biscoff because it's too good. But bourbons and ginger nuts are my favourite English ones, I guess.
I think I slightly prefer custard creams. Yes, Biscoff cheese. I'll attempt to make a Biscoff cheesecake. I'll attempt to build a...
Oh my gosh, Matt, you'll be proud of me. Or like, is it a proud
I'm
word
always
again?
proud of you.
Oh.
The wholesome comment of the day. I'm glad that made you cackle.
Oh, I touched Lego when I was in
You
Bristol.
touched Lego?
I know.
Sorry, what? Are you allergic to it? I know you don't like it generally, but as if touching it was some kind of cathartic experience.
I refuse to stick it together. So, Sarah's son, who's
A healing
3 years
moment.
old, was given like Lego for Christmas, but it was one of those like big block boxes, and it had loads of like, I guess, small packages. But apparently, Sarah told, like, she just decided to empty them all out into it, so it was all mixed. And she was trying to build a bus the one morning when I came downstairs, and she couldn't find a few pieces, so I searched through it to find it because it felt like a puzzle.
Is touching Lego some sort of euphemism?
I'm
No.
not a big fan of Lego. Yeah, I guess that was kind of a weird thing to say. What is Biscoff Baked Alaska? What's Baked Alaska? Summer's heard of Baked Alaska, though it's not something I've ever had, I think, but haven't heard of someone making Baked Alaska with Biscoff. What the heck is Baked Alaska?
I always hear of Baked Alaska, but I never know what it is.
Baked Alaska. Whoa, what is that? What is that? Is it like a meringue thing? It looks like meringue.
Looks quite meringue, doesn't it?
It's also known as omelette surprise. What?
Omelets.
It's a dessert consisting of ice cream and cake topped with browned meringue. Ice cream? Whoa, that sounds insane. And like
I don't want to be
super sweet.
judgmental. That sounds like the most American thing I've ever heard. Which makes
Oh yeah,
sense,
true.
I suppose.
Just put Biscoff ice cream in it. And then just Biscoff everywhere.
Wait, there's Biscoff ice cream.
What?
There's Biscoff flavoured ice cream.
Yeah. Did you not see that, like, way up, like, near the beginning of the Biscoff talk?
No. I was unaware. Dangerous. I don't want to know that.
I think I've seen it before in Tesco's, but it's not vegan, so like couldn't have it. It's a dessert cake thing that you set on fire. You set it on. Oh, is that how the meringue gets burnt? Yeah. It's meringue on top with ice cream inside. The meringue acts as an insulator while it's baked, so the ice cream doesn't melt. That's crazy. The heck. Oh, the amount of times I have had to ask people how to spell meringue at work. It's such a weird word. Because there's like a cake which has lemon meringue or something in the name of it, and it doesn't scan on the barcode, so I have to type it in.
Yeah.
And I have to type meringue in. And I have to ask, and I think I've remembered it now that it's meringue. Meringue.
I always think of there's an
Meringue?
old TV show called Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
Oh.
That's all I reminded. I don't think it's spelled the same, but I always think of that.
Yeah. It wasn't very. I mean, I think it's Miri. Meringue? No.
MERINGUE, isn't it?
It's. I don't even.
Maybe.
Meringue. Okay. Yeah. MERINGUE. Meringue.
Meringue.
Meringue.
I love meringue.
Meringue. I don't even like.
Meringue.
I don't like meringue. It's too sweet.
I
sweet.
I would eat it if it was put in front of me. But that is not necessarily an endorsement.
Oh, jeez. Meringue. Oh, Grand Slab has a joke, but you have to affect a southern accent for it to work. Keep going, Matt. Meringue. Mergenway. My productivity at work has taken a nosedive since I got here, and I'm enjoying it. There we go, Matt.
Oh god, this is a lot of pressure. Need to get into the moment. Y'all, how is my hand like a pie? 'Cause it's got my ring on it.
Is that how?
Does that sound an accent?
Yeah, no, that was pretty good. A lot better than I could have done. Is that how
I sounded just like
meringue is pronounced?
meringue.
Meringue.
Oh
right, okay, yeah.
Y'all, meringue. How is my hand like a pie?
Someone says, only reason I'm able to chat actively for once here at the moment is that I'm out due to illness. No!
Oh no.
What kind of illness?
Very good. Oh.
No.
I just wants to start getting into a southern US accent. It's hard to not keep doing it.
Everyone around here seems to have flu-y stuff. Have you got it yet, Matt?
No.
Oh.
I should
Okay.
arguably be getting a lot more ill than I should, but I guess I'm very lucky. I don't know. Or to stay away from people.
RSV, respiratory infection. That does not sound like fun.
I like that Francisco had
That was
to
like
clarify.
very good.
Very good. Oh wait. Respiratory infection sounds nasty. I hope you're having a lot of rest.
RSV sounds like a vehicle. What infections of the lung and respiratory tract? Is it? Are you alright? Is it bad? It sounds bad. I had pneumonia once. Fun times.
My brother had pneumonia a couple of years ago.
Oh.
No, like a year and a half ago,
Eek.
which was an ordeal. He's not really fully recovered from it yet.
In what way?
In that, like, he was in hospital for like 2 months.
Oh, jeez.
So he like lost all his like muscles.
Yeah, what the heck?
And he hasn't really recovered.
Yeah.
Because we used to go like hiking a lot, and he just can't really do it at the moment.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I had it when I was like 10. I don't really remember. I remember I got a Lego hospital as a present, I think.
Is that why you hated it?
Yeah.
Is it like a
It
connected
just
trauma?
reminds me of pneumonia.
There you go. Maybe that's it. Some
It was quite bad
I'm
until
just
yesterday.
gonna start sending you Lego sets.
Today I feel like I'm over the worst of it, but still, that's good. That's good. I hope it gets better and better.
Is it something like you have to have antibiotics for, or is it something that you can just recover from naturally? Sounds like something you should have antibiotics for,
Sounds like
or
it.
some kind of medication. Excuse me.
You are excused.
Oh, the virus, right? Oh yeah, RSV. Yes, That won't. Yeah.
Antivirus or antibiotics don't work against it. A bit on nasal spray and inhalator to combat it. If it wouldn't clear up with that, a cortisone treatment is possible, but I think or hope I won't need it. Well, hopefully you're on the mend. It sounds like it's getting better. Which arm does she have her thingy thing on? Thingy thing. Her right, or technically
Depends
her
what a
left.
thingy thing is. The whip.
No.
Hand.
Yes. No, her like cuff. I guess you call
Oh
it
dear,
a cuff.
Francisco. I thought we said no. Wait, I don't even know if that's a pun at this point. We were doing so well. We resisted. And then the dark forces of Francisco corrupted us. Kind of wanted to sort of go on about the Lord of the Rings prologue now. But there were some of them who resisted. A last alliance of men and elves marched against the forces of Mordor.
Do you know it all?
I'd probably do it just by sort of having seen it so many times.
Deluxey Tuxy, hello.
Oh, you looks tux.
How are you? Did you have a good New Year's? Did you have a good Christmas?
A new laptop. That's exciting. What laptop did you get?
I don't want another cold.
don't
Oh, okay.
the power of positive attitude.
When
Don't know
I
if
feel like I
that's
have one coming on, I normally am just in denial for ages because I know as soon as I tell myself
what you're
I
in
have
Egypt.
one. Yes. Yeah. Bloody hell.
Oh, I
It took,
couldn't not. I couldn't resist.
it took me a moment. Oh dear.
Um, yeah, I usually just sort of go, no, it's not true.
It's not possible. Luke style, right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you are. I am the father, man.
I am the father.
It is me, the father.
I'm your papa.
Oh no, the ghost. Gonna have to throw in a few just to keep everyone. Because that's the only reason people come.
An ASOS VivoBook Pro 15 OLED model. I don't know about laptops.
That sounds pretty good though. Like, I mean, I don't know much about computers anymore, but those specs seem pretty
Yeah.
good graphics card.
Hi, Lu.
Lucette.
Luisite? Have you ever tried Calipeg app for animations? No, I'm using it for my adventure Legends of Castile, and I think it's great.
I'm gonna look it up.
Calipeg.
Is this an iPad situation?
Calipeg. Oh, it is an iPad. I have an iPad. I shall try it out.
I'm not sure if it would work with pixels. Maybe
Oh,
it
is it
will.
not a pixel related?
I don't know if it works with pixels, but looks pretty good.
It's still, like, what am I trying to say? Bear it in mind for if I do non-pixel stuff.
That is true.
So I was trying to look for, like, something on the iPad. oh, no, you won't. Do you want to post a link? Wait, let me. How do we do it? Is it exclamation mark permit? I don't remember how to do this. P7. There we go. You've got 60 seconds, Summer. Go, 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 go. And then take the delay off of that, probably. Right. La 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 la. Can it run Doom?
Can it run Crisis? I think, this is what I was saying earlier when I want to buy a laptop, but I know it will just be obsolete in 2 years, and then I'll be annoyed.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Windows 10's better than 11.
I haven't tried 11, but 10's good. Well, works.
Oh, remember Windows XP?
I remember Windows 95. I remember Windows 3.1.
I used Macs back then, most likely.
Yeah,
we always had a Mac.
I just remember a game called Chips Challenge.
What kind of game was it?
It's like a little kind of puzzle game, really. Like you have to go around collecting computer chips.
Oh, that kind of chip. I was thinking you were like
Yes.
a potato chip.
No,
Oh,
French, like a that would be like
French
you know
fry.
a potato chip,
Which-
not a crisp. Oh, my brain stopped functioning.
Whoops, I missed a whole bunch of stuff. It could definitely run Crisis.
And Chucky Egg. Well, that might be on the BBC Micro.
Chucky Egg.
Yeah,
Oh.
you get to go around collecting eggs.
Were you Chucky?
And you're not like Rugrats Chucky or anything,
Oh, is that Rugrats?
but just no, it's just like a random sprite of like 3 pixels because that's all computers could do then.
Remember Macromedia Director? What? No. What does that do, Macromedia?
I don't remember that.
Where do I know Macromedia? Oh, Macromedia Flash, right?
Flash. They used to
Right.
before it. Adobe bought them or
Chips
something.
challenge. You got to eat as many chips as possible. That's what I was thinking. Oh, Summer played it too.
Hmm.
Deluxe Fox hasn't heard the words Macromedia Director in a long time. A British person trying to interpret chip as potato chip does not compute.
Yeah. My brain just couldn't accept it.
They only know it by crisp. It's a phrase best spoken while stroking a long white beard. Oh, Macromedia Director. Oh, is it a programming thing? Someone says, classic, I played so many Macromedia Director-based games back in my childhood. Many games were made in it back in the 90s. Director was kind of the predecessor of Flash. Ah.
That makes sense.
Okay. Back in the 90s, I played Mario Teaches Typing. That's where I learned to type.
I don't really know where I learned to type. I think it's just being exposed to computers early. Sort of just got better at it. I don't think there was any particular point where I went, I'm good at typing.
Well, I guess it might have been where I learned to, what's it called, touch typing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I could type.
But I've never like specifically gone, I want to learn how to touch type. It kind of just happened.
Yeah, no, we had to do it at school. And I'm thankful for it. It was Mario. Fun times. Oh, this leg looks weird.
I will be right back.
Okay, okay.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye. As in, it was Macromedia's platform for game development before Flash, but as far as technology, I don't know how similar they were and how developing in Macromedia Director compared to Flash Dev. It was very multimedia oriented in the mid to late 90s. I tried to make a game in Flash and it didn't go well. I did not know what I was doing. Frankenstein through the eyes of the monster. I don't know it. It was very Windows 98. I wonder if in the future there will ever be a file type that humanity loses the ability to read or use. Probably, like Indiana Jones stumbles across an old archive of unreadable SWF files. No.
Hello.
I'll come back.
What?
Deluxe Sax was saying, I wonder if in the future there'll ever be a file type that humanity loses the ability to read or use. Like Indiana Jones stumbles across an old archive of unreadable SWF files. And then, and then, and then. So someone says Jones would have difficulty using SWF files now. Not impossible, definitely a lot harder than it used to be. And then Gondislav says, I found the lost city of Napster. So many .mp3s were not a thing to play them on. Why is the llama getting its ass slapped?
Sorry, what?
You said in the background the llama gets its ass slapped.
Oh.
I don't get it.
Napster.
Gets his ass whipped. I still don't get it.
Oh, Winamp reference.
How is that Winamp?
That's what I think. Is it a reference to Fate of Atlantis or something? I don't remember that happening. I need to play that again. I kind of haven't played it for about 10 years.
I need to play it, I think, again. I don't think I ever finished it. I'm pretty sure I played it. To some degree. Kazaa.
Because I remember.
I don't know that. Oh, really? The sample file in Winamp was a guy saying, Winamp, it really whips the llama's ass. What?
Back when software was humorous and non-corporate, sort of.
I feel like I'm ready for bed. I could easily go back to sleep. I don't know why. I guess my sleep was like a little bit broken because of the annoying little kitty cat.
Annoying? Why is it annoying?
Because she wakes me up in the night asking for food when she really doesn't need food. And then she wants to go out, but then night before last, or was it the night before that? I let her out, and then there's a scream from outside, cat scream. But I couldn't find her, and when she was in the morning, she had like a scratch under her eye. like a cut.
Okay.
So she's either fighting with other cats, or someone mentioned foxes being about at the moment and like
Mm.
injuring their cats. So I'd been like kind of forcing
Could
her
have
to stay
been.
inside at night for that reason. But she's not very happy with that. She's not happy. She just like moans and keeps me up.
I just clicked on that YouTube link, and now I know the llamas being whipped.
That's so random.
Kind of sounds like a GTA radio thing. It almost sounds like a joke. Like, I mean, it is a joke, but almost sounds like a parody.
Oops. Someone just installed Winamp just to check if it's the sample file.
Oh well.
Okay, this Skyrim music's become very, very ambient. I can't even hear it.
That Jeremy Soul who does the music for that. Because he does his own albums of music, and they're quite good.
Oh, really?
Quite nice ambient, sort of.
Nice.
Not necessarily like North inspired, but
Jeremy Soul is in like.
Oule, I believe.
I shall look it up.
I think he's got an album called The Northerner Diaries. It's not about like some bloke living in Hartlepool. I don't even know if Hartlepool's in the north. I think it is.
I don't even know.
It is.
I'm sure it's north of me.
I mean, everywhere's pretty much north of you.
Exactly.
I mean, most things, maybe not like some things. But pretty down south.
Cornwall is south of me.
What are your plans for this weekend? Everyone and Sarah?
Pack.
Oh, you're packing, yeah.
Pretty much. Knitting.
Packing the knitting.
What about you?
Probably go for a walk.
Oh,
Do some wood
there's
carving
a
practice.
monkey in my pocket and he's stealing all my change. His
Hopefully
stare
not
is
cut
blank and
myself
glassy. I
again
suspect that
straight
he's
away.
deranged.
Did you say you cut yourself? Guybrush was singing "Monkey in My Pocket" really loud.
Oh, I did, yes. Not too bad. Like, I was wearing gloves the entire time, and then I took them off to do a tiny bit of attempted detail, and I just pinged the bit next to my nail.
Yeah.
And these quite sharp knives. So. Luckily, the nail was there. Won't be making that mistake again.
Yes, I hope you will be recovering from illness.
Oh yes, Magfest and recovery.
Magfest. Petit salé, a French lentil style dish. A lentil style. Petit salé. What is salé? Petit Salé.
What happens if he redeems the Costas rant?
Oh no!
I have nothing to rant
No,
about.
he's not. He's
Maybe I
like,
could think of something.
he's busy directing. I'm sure we could. He's busy directing a film.
Just phone him up.
Oh, salted pork
Ah.
on lentils is what this looks like. Wait, you immerse cuts of pork for up to 2 days in brine. Is this what you're gonna do? Like proper full on from scratch? Oh, fancy, fancy.
So like sous vide? No, I don't know.
Is it what?
I know, like you just cooked in slow cooked in water, kind of.
I don't know.
Or does he like literally bake it in salt? Is that what you mean?
It looks like you just stick it in brine for 2 days.
Okay.
And then you cook it. I don't know, it doesn't say anything else. Yeah, not for 2 days. Oh, if you do Costas the dog, you're gonna turn Matt into a dog. And then I told Costas when it happened, and he said it. He got angry and said it was identity theft.
That's like, go, no!
Little jealous puppy. Matt the dog. It's now M dog.
No. That was a really bad impression of Costas. Right.
No.
No. No. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, I wasn't even trying there.
He turned into like a northerner.
Yeah. Costas is now a northerner. From Hartlepool. Oh, thanks for the hydrate. Hydrate? I mean, hello, Drake. What?
I just thought you were repeating the word. Hydrate. Bydrate.
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't know if this animation is like as long as the T-Rex one or not. It feels like it, but I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it isn't. That T-Rex animation went on for way too long.
It's good animation though. Oh, is that the one of it? The
nom 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 one.
the intro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Nom, nom, nom.
The trauma. The one that gives you trauma.
The best was when the programming was wrong for the children following. It wasn't the programming was wrong. I think it was like the fact when you played the game, you found the children in hide and seek and they're following you, and then you go back to the chapter select thing in like debugging mode, and then go to back to the intro. And then the children are following, and they're just standing there watching this T-Rex eat her mother.
No spoilers.
Good times.
Good times. What a lovely memory. Childhood memory.
Yeah, they followed the babbies on.
Babies on.
Whoa, Summer says, how I and most sane people make petit salé is soak dried lentils for about 2 hours, get a hammock. A ham hock.
I read that as hammock as well. It's like, sit in a hammock for 20 to 36.
Boil it in simmering water for 30 to 60 minutes. Can also put flavouring agents in the water, for example, parsley stalks. Then take the ham hock, it's really hard not to say hammock, and flavouring agents like parsley stalks out of the water. Put lentils in. Put cut veggies, onion, celery, garlic, carrot, potato in. Add stock and pepper. Top it up with more water if needed until ingredients are covered. Oh, very nice. The amazing... Yeah, some of Jeff Bezos' money. Thank you, Deluxe Turks. Jeez, what is that, like a year and a half? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for the rhyme. Right. Cook for about 30 minutes, adding water if needed. In the meantime, pull the meat off the ham hock, shred it, and add it to the pot. Add cut sausage, taste for seasoning. Cook for about 15 more minutes. Top up water if needed. Make sure to stir regularly. All this while so the lentils don't stick to the bottom and burn. I've had this before. Then finally serve with parsley leaves on top and seasoning if desired. That's your personal recipe. Sounds good, but it's something I wouldn't eat, but sounds good. Yeah. Soaking it, or whatever it was, in brine for what was it, 2 days? It's crazy.
2 years.
Yeah. Oh. At university, I went to a pub, well, Weatherspoons, I think it was, with, no, it wasn't. It's a slug and lettuce.
There was a distinction between pub and Weatherspoons.
Yeah, it was a slug and lettuce with Costas and Harry.
Yeah.
And I don't know where the story is going. You know, you get like 30-day-old steak.
Yeah.
Which I think is a poor little
Here's the thing.
30-day-old calf, is it?
I thought it was just like dried for 30, or like.
Is it? Because that's what I was telling. I can't remember if it was Costas or Harry who didn't know what it
30-day-old
was.
animals.
Okay.
That would be upsetting. I mean, it's already
I
pretty upsetting.
basically said
regardless.
they leave it around for 30 days. So was I right? Because I was just bullshitting, and I thought I made
It's
him
just like
believe
hung
something.
for 30 days, is what it means. I think.
30-day steak. Oh. Tried to look it up and it just looked up 30.
30 is a number
30.
between 31 and 29.
Oh, it's dry aged, yeah. Well, so what I said was pretty much okay then. I don't even remember what I said, but it's just I used to bullshit people when like I came to England, because I used to live in Africa, in Namibia, and I would tell people that, and they were like, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, I used to live in a mud hut, and like it was really dangerous because there'd be like lions around, but we were okay." And they believed me, even though they knew I played World of Warcraft before I came to England. La la la. It's very tasty. I mean, it's not vegan. Yeah, I don't eat meat every day, but when I do, I want it to be good. Because what's the point otherwise? Yeah. Trying to keep my meat intake low, though. Deluxe Sucks. In the afternoon, I have a bunch of work to do, and I think I'll marathon the Mist soundtracks while I do it. I've never listened to them outside the game before. You know what I should do for playing? That was really loud, sorry. You know what I should do for, like, music on stream? If I, like, played adventure game soundtracks, I'm not going to get DMCA'd for that, am I? No one's, like...
I don't know.
I never got into Mist. So I like Mist. Back when I only had dial-up, I spent entire evenings wandering around in the earlier Mist games. Yeah, I played that first one a heck of a lot. And the brothers in the books, them talking would freak me the heck out when I was younger. And then it was like a science teacher at school. He wasn't my teacher, but he was like super into the games and had like a manual for it, or like a a walkthrough sort of like guide,
Yeah.
book. So he'd help my brother and I when we got stuck. Wait, what am I looking at? 29.
Computer.
The wrong frame. There we go. Well, thanks, Matt. Didn't
Yeah.
realise I was looking at my computer.
Well,
Makes
you
so
do
much
now.
sense now. A while ago, they posted some behind-the-scenes footage of those linking book recording sessions on Twitter. Ooh, I should look that up. Yeah, they were creepy. Have you played Myst?
I did years and years and years ago. But like when it first came out, I think I played them, but never really completed them or anything. I should try like now that you can actually just freely walk around rather than it being.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'd enjoy them.
This makes me pissed.
I like things like I really like the witness puzzles. I didn't really like the sort of meta story.
The
But I liked all the
Witness, was
puzzles.
that like brightly coloured game? No?
I mean, it was quite bright, yeah.
Why is that funny? I'm not thinking of the same thing at all. No, I am.
It's where you're on an island. And,
Yeah, I played some of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I
should
really
play
liked
that
that.
again with Sarah. It's all puzzle stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all just like line puzzles.
Oh, I should do that. Okay, I have to play with
It's,
stream.
it's kind of escape roomy, like, but I mean it's not. But it has a similar sort of feeling.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, Summer, sorry. Thanks, Deluxe. Wait, is that a thing? Well, like I have to look it up
What
on
is
my
this?
phone. Internet.
Parody. Oh.
King Mattress, the ruler of Pist Island. What the heck? Is that him like sitting in a bathtub? I did not know that existed. Oh, I did that wrong.
Cursor destroying square, like what's going on? Unusual A-sprite behavior occurring. Oh, disable snap to grid.
What was happening?
I don't know. I somehow enabled snap to grid, and it was snapping to like the alpha grid at the bottom of the canvas.
I quite often accidentally, with like some key combination, I turn a selection or something into a brush.
Oh.
So it's no longer one pixel, and I don't know how I do it.
Well, I like the brush. Yeah, you can make. I've got some like. I should actually use that more. Like make because of that like
Make
map
your
that I draw.
The what that you drew?
You know the map that the.
Yes. Yeah.
You know this thing like.
Amazing.
Because of all these trees, I feel like I could just make like stamp brushes and just whack
Yeah.
them all down.
Oh, it's so good.
It'd take 1 million years to finish. So what I wanted to do, like sit on my tablet on stream just drawing that. But
Do it.
I mean, I'd rather just sit on the tablet, not on stream. But it could be a nice sort of social experience. I don't know. If I had to choose between streaming and not streaming,
Yeah.
the answer would but that's not going to help me sort of get over not wanting to stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is the Tetris soundtrack in my head?
I haven't played Tetris for a good long time.
Same.
I tried that Tetris battle game on the Switch and it was just stressful. Made me sad. Have you done any more Polymer Clay stuff? Was it Polymer Clay that you?
Yeah, Polymer Clay. I have not since doing Christmas stuff. No, I like everything seems to be like in like weird limbo state. Since I'm
Yeah, I've only just really got back to. Yeah.
Once I've like settled in and my room is back in a normal state, well, new room, but yeah, I'd like to. I've got a commission that I need to do of a little sharky for earrings.
That'll be good.
Yeah. My very first commission.
Oh wow, awesome.
But it's like, doesn't feel, oh, what's the word? Like there's that much pressure on it because it's someone I know and she said that she doesn't mind when I do it. And all that. But it would be a good way to practice to see if I can just do like anything, because like it's scary like saying you're open for commissions but then you're asked to do something that you've never done before and it might look like awful. Yeah, don't know. It's just scary.
Eventually I want to wood carve little capybaras.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing.
I'm at the stage where I'm carving vague bird shapes at the moment. Because they all just turn into like fat round robins. Round is an easy shape. I've just been going into my local woods and finding like fallen branches.
Yeah.
And carving them because I don't want to waste like good wood on
like practicing kind of thing.
Yeah, because you can buy like blocks of properly dried and nice quality. Well, not nice quality, but you know what good little blocks to work for. But I don't want to just sort of waste practice on those, so I'm just going finding branches and cutting them up and chopping them up, see what happens.
Quite nice with it being on like found stuff.
But you never know what you're going to find with the wood and wood. Like it's pretty dodgy, really. It's all wet and slightly rotty. Like I was quite happy with one that I carved yesterday, but like some woodworm had gotten into a bit of it, and it only emerged as I was carving it.
Right.
So now this bird has a big hole in its chest. I'm like, oh well. only practice.
Yeah, capybara wood carvings would be amazing.
You just sort of find like not a simple style, but yeah.
Hmm. There's so much I want to do. Like,
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
do felting as well, because I don't know if I told you. Did I show you? Yeah.
I think you told. Oh yeah, the way you pin. You like
Yeah, I did a.
poke it with a needle.
Yeah, because I stabbed myself in the hand
Oh my
with
God.
the needle. And I think I have I think no, I bought a thimble now, but I haven't tried it again since. But la 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 la. Yeah, because I had bought a
Hmm.
felting pack, I guess, thing of like cute
Yeah.
that cute little plant pot one, the piggy one I did, but it had no instructions. And I bought another one that had instructions for like a penguin. Even those instructions weren't great. But yeah, I was like, how the heck? Felting's magic. Like, how the hell can you just like
Yeah.
stab some wool and it turns into a thing?
Shapes.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like it would work. And then I tried it, and
Hmm.
then it was addictive and amazing.
Yeah, I don't really understand how it works. I don't know what the concept of it is.
It stresses the wool, is what they say.
And it
Stresses
sort
it
of
out
makes it
and
all
they
stick
cling
together.
together.
Yeah. Stresses it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been sort of umming and ahhing about buying some wood carving knives for ages.
Mm.
And then my brother was like, just gave me some for Christmas and was like, go and do it.
Amazing.
But now I need some other little bits and bobs, like a sharpening leather thing.
To sharpen.
The knife, like you rub it across the leather with a bit of sharpening compound to,
Oh.
and some other bits and bobs. Sure, I wrote a list of stuff that I need. Oh yeah, some like for me to treat the wood. Like
Oh, yeah.
video that I saw that uses beeswax paste.
Mm-hmm.
But I need those things once I actually get half decent, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, I think to sharpen knives is always needed because you need to keep them
Yeah, that
sharp.
makes sense.
And also decided that I wanted to learn how to properly draw trees this year.
You can buy the damn it, what's it called? The book by my great 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 grandfather.
Oh, really?
Have I told you about that?
No.
Let me find it for you. And
Or
no, I'm
trees,
not telling you
how
to
to
buy
draw
it.
them.
It's just funny that yeah, he was an artist. Amazon what was his name?
Sarah's grandfather.
George, maybe? Duffield Harding? Is it a George? Trees. I have the book somewhere, but it's in a box. There we go. James, not George. What the heck? Where is Twitch? Twitch.
I'll be putting in Twitch. Always looking in. Oh, there it is.
Amazon.eu. Why is it on EU?
Yeah.
Amazon.
JD. Oh yeah, there's the Harding of your.
Yeah. D Harding. It's like when Duffield Harding didn't have the hyphen in between it.
Oh, so it's always okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's three greats, great grandfather. But yeah, he did arty things, and there's a portrait of him in the National Portrait Gallery.
Oh, cool. Something to be proud of.
Yeah.
Like what, Middle English edition? I can't read Middle English.
Does it
I
say
don't think.
Middle English?
Yeah. I like that front cover though.
Classic Victorian manual.
See if I can get it anywhere else. Oh, here we go. It's the UK version. We can get it on the Kindle.
Ooh.
I can get it. Oh, I see someone holding it in front of a shirt. I was like, why would I want to get the front cover printed on a shirt?
Oh, that'd be amazing. And weird.
Let's see if he's done anything else or had done anything else.
Whoa, someone learned a little bit of Middle English back in uni, but that was so long ago. Have I almost...
It's like Beowulf written in. That's Old English, isn't it? Oh, well.
I'm not sure. In fellowship and pilgrims were they alle that toward Canterbury Walden ride.
Assume that's Canterbury Tales.
I pronounced that perfectly.
Like you can kind of understand it, like you know what they're saying.
Yeah.
But it sounds a bit unusual.
It does make it sound smarter.
You just have to sort of think for a moment.
Thanks for the follow, Ben Next.
Ben next.
That's like the most follows we've had in a day.
Oh, I thought your stream was buffering in. It's behaving itself today.
It went a bit dodgy earlier, but like, yeah, only the once or twice.
Not for much longer, hopefully.
Jeez, the notification sound for the follow just came through now.
Oh.
This gives me a fright. All that
All the
Middle
Middle
English
English.
is attracting followers. I watched Tolkien finally. The film.
Thought it was kind of. Eh.
I
mean,
enjoyed it.
I mean, you don't know if any of it's sort of
No.
accurate in any way.
No, of course not. But yeah.
I like the
it's
bits
alright.
where, like his.
Matt!
Hmm?
You've gone and cursed the stream. I don't know what you said because it just broke
I just
up.
broke it.
What did you say? You like the bits? Which bits?
Well, the romance between him and his wife was like the characters from.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all in the Silmarillion. But yeah, I don't know like how accurate it might be, but it's an interesting interpretation of what was formative to him, I suppose.
I like how they were like casually mentioning South Africa in the beginning. I don't know if you did you pick up on that? Because like he was born in South Africa, I think, in Bloemfontein, and moved to England. But like it was just mentioned like once near the beginning.
Parents. Yeah, I think it kind of felt like one of. Have you seen The Theory of Everything?
I don't
Which
think
is kind
so.
of like a similar biopic
Okay.
about J.R. No, about Stephen Hawking.
Oh yeah, maybe I have. I think.
It
Yes.
kind of go.
Yes.
You sort of. It's kind of nice, but you go, how is any of this
Yeah. Yeah, I
remotely
know
accurate?
exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Which is always a trouble with biographical films.
Yeah. I feel with those kinds of things, I can keep them separate in my head. So like, but yeah. Why is the internet now messing up?
Whoops.
Alright, is the wet meant to be on top? I don't know. Probably. Yes. What?
Mm.
Now my sprite's being weird. Ugh! What is my
What's
A
it
sprite
doing?
doing? It's the grid thing. What? How is it
Did it
doing that?
happen
It's
to you as
never
well?
done that to me before.
It's like some curse happening today.
It's like just doing chocolate bar squares.
Yeah, I did. Like, there's a little button in the right-hand corner saying "Disabled Snap to Grid."
The right hand.
And I don't even know how I did it.
Right, which right hand corner?
The right-hand
But
bottom
like of
right.
the toolbar? I don't know if how to this say.
It was like by the animation preview thing. That's where it appeared to me anyway.
Huh.
Weird.
Oh, bottom right. So me
Yeah.
saying which right hand corner was okay to disable snap to grid. What the heck? How did I do that?
I wonder if that was something to do with when you said do shift control, blah, blah, blah.
Maybe. No, it wasn't drawing on its own. Like if I tried drawing, it would automatically follow the grids in the background.
Yeah, the alpha channel grid thing.
I don't even know how you do that.
I don't even know how I. If I had to go and find that, I wouldn't know where it is.
No, just having a look.
Grid. Oh, Shift S. Maybe we press. Oh, maybe we try to do. We're trying to save it. Yeah, we've done Shift.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Well, I haven't saved it.
I,
Oh, no, maybe
I've
did.
never pressed that button before, and we've both pressed it independently of each other.
That's really weird.
Yeah, you must have done it when you were saving, because I did Control F. So weird. Like I wonder if that could be quite useful actually. Learning a new thing all the time.
I don't know what it would be useful for.
If you wanted to draw very specific size squares
Yeah.
that can't change. Weird.
I want a Biscoff now. Ooh, I only have a few more frames left of the barbarian. Well, the barbarian without her hair and all the details. Sociable Steve, just back from a meeting. Are we still on the topic of Biscoff? No, I literally just said
Actually,
I want a Biscoff now.
you can make a rectangle, Dulux. Look, wow, rectangles.
Whoa, it's good for bricks. Massive
Yeah,
bricks.
really ginormous brick. You can make big squares and little squares.
What else can you?
Never heard of Biscoff. Well, you're in the right place.
Incoming loads of facts about Biscoff. You can make Tetris pieces. Whoa.
Tetraminos.
Tetraminos?
What are they called?
Oh, are they?
I think.
Does Shift S stop it? Okay, good. It's also going to your Lotus or Valley of Biscoff or Valley of Biscoff. Biscoff is delicious.
The Biscoff stream.
Alright. My head feels stuffed.
Oh.
Part of the day where illness is hitting harder again, I'm gonna head off. Rest well. Thanks
Hope
for
you feel better soon.
Thanks for the company and all the Biscoff facts.
Biscoff facts.
Yeah, I hope you start feeling better. Even more better. Soon. Deluxe Ducks. No, we were talking about Mist, Old English, and the Lost City of Napster.
All the
All the what?
all the major things
Oh yeah.
that
You
need to be
know.
discussed.
I should start Biscoff Facts YouTube channel.
Do a channel where you like just try and pair Biscoff with everything.
Yeah, and like do Biscoff testing blindfolded challenges where you're presented with an original Belgian Biscoff and then like an English Biscoff. See if you can tell the difference. Yep. The Lost City of Napster, did they rename that to LimeWire?
Biscoff and jam.
Biscoff and jam?
I don't know, could be good.
Could be.
If only we could test it.
In
In a controlled environment. Call it Biscoffing.
Biscoff thing?
As in scoffing, as in eating
Biscoffing.
things excessively. Someone's parking at YouTube's there.
Someone's what?
Parking that YouTube channel. Making it just to have the name.
Oh, 12 minutes. Can I do 3 frames in 12 minutes?
I don't know, can you?
I could do 3 bad frames in 12 minutes.
You ever used a tablet for pixels?
I was waiting for it.
Huh?
I was waiting for you to say that or someone to say it. I have.
Why?
I have. Just because we talked about it before, and also I was thinking, oh, I should try again using my tablet. It's just in my head. I don't like it. I don't know why.
I don't think I would like it, but
I think it's because I mostly like pixel placing. Which is why
I was surprised. Sorry, go on.
Surprised.
I was surprised how good it was for individual pixel plate.
Yeah.
Personally,
It felt
I
weird,
do
but
that map on the tablet, and it's fine.
it might just be because I've got
But, like,
an old tablet. I don't know.
maybe it has to be like really well calibrated for sure.
Yeah, I should
For
probably
like
try.
to actually hit where you want to hit. But
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it needs to be recalibrated for this PC or something. I should play around with it. But I do still want to try and get like a Pixel program on my iPad and try on there because it'd be nice to be able to like do it wherever I am. But yeah, like it might be different when you're like doing it on a screen as opposed to just on a tablet. I can maybe do 3 blank frames in 12 minutes. 3 blank frames.
why would you need more than one frame for any animation?
Mac quotes of the day.
One day, my revenge will be sweet.
Right, 1 frame down. 9 minutes to go.
9 minutes, you're ahead of schedule.
Am I? When did I start?
You said 12 minutes, didn't you?
Oh.
For 3.
But I think I had already started that frame. Oh, I forgot her neck. Doesn't matter. That's a bad frame. Exactly what I was aiming for. I need to go back anyways and do details. I just want to get like the main thing in. Copy, pasty, head.
But yeah, I was kind of skeptical about tablets for Pixels. That's what I remember asking a question on Twitter, and quite a few people answered, being helpful.
About
Like, is it speed up your workflow
Right,
with a tablet?
was it? Did everyone say the same sort of thing, or was there different opinions?
I think it was broadly yes, but
Okay. See, I
I was like,
had my tablet connected and I was using it a bit, but then I just found myself constantly reverting to the mouse. But it might just because I'm used. You know when you're used to something and then you can't learn something new.
if I bring back, oh no, that's not the right thing. If I bring back the map, like this sort of stuff with a tablet,
Yeah,
it's
that
so
makes
much
sense.
easier.
That
It's like
makes
color
sense.
blocking like that.
Yeah.
And then like you can see like I don't know if there's like a slice of this which shows like the progression. I do like the sort of general color blocking over like all of this, and then you go in with a bit more detail, and then you just sort of make the brush finer and finer, and then you're doing individual pixels for that sort of stuff. But for this stage with a mouse, it's just so much harder.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense with that sort of thing to do it with a tablet.
And I feel like you're just you can get a bit loose. Make more interesting shapes. Oh, actually, look, I'll probably get like, well, the one I was looking at a while back was like a Samsung laptop, and it was like you could flip the keyboard around so it turns into a tablet.
Oops. Oh yeah, no, the tablet without like on my iPad without a keyboard, it feels like I'm really handicapped somehow. Like, yeah, it's getting used to like using the screen to like. Well, I mean, even then, like tapping it to undo and whatever else. There's still other things like I want to be able to do. It feels frustrating.
You do, yeah. My graphics tablet has 8 shortcut keys and like a rotary thing, like a dial, which I use for zooming. Like you can just spin it and you can change what it actually affects, so like frames or zoom or whatever, or layers. You can set it to do whatever you want, really. But
That's pretty good.
then you have like one say one for deselect, one for color picker, one for undo, one for copy and paste. Seems to be sufficient for what I need.
Yeah, I've got like buttons on my graphics tablet that I can change to stuff. But
Yeah.
maybe I'll try it.
And if I was going to
soon.
if I was going to get a laptop, I'll probably buy one of those Bluetooth like control button things. Like it's a little pad that you can like configure,
Okay,
and you could just have it in like your left hand or something, or right hand.
I used to have like a like a number pad type thing.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah.
But it's not Bluetooth. But that was like with Dragon Frame, which was a stop motion program, and
I think you can get them to do anything. Like you
yeah,
can get
so I think
programs which emulate key presses.
Yeah.
I briefly used my Switch controller. There's a program called Switch Input. I don't know what it was called. Let me find it.
I'm done with my frames, by the way.
Nice.
So Barbarian Lady's done.
But yeah, it means you could use your Joy-Con as a little configurable keypad, and then you could just assign all the buttons to different things. And there's plenty of buttons on it on a Joy-Con for my needs, I'd say. So I could just have like the left one in my hand, and it's got the two shoulder buttons. That is a cool animation. It's got distracted.
Just need to draw
Yeah,
the
the
dumb
D-pad
details.
and yeah.
Her arm might disappear.
Oh
definitely.
yeah, one frame, a couple of frames.
Yeah. But I need to go in there and put detail on anyway, so I'll fix it up. Also, the handle of the whip's missing. Sometimes the like arm brace thing is on both hands when she's holding the whip because I got confused. One frame, it's not there. Shh, deluxe touch.
You didn't see nothing. The belt vanishes apparently. Oh yeah, I think you just haven't done those bits.
Got a question, probably lacking some context, but what happens to the belt seems to disappear. Yeah, it's all the what do you call them? Details. I stopped doing because I thought that I would do the. Yeah, it's silly to do the details first. It's better to get the basics of the animation first to make sure it's all fine, and then add the details. So yeah, it's like the belt, the little leg bracelet, thigh bracelet. I don't know. The hair, the little bones on her cuff, the whip handle. The whip needs to change color at some point. Yeah. Yeah, and all her hair needs doing. But yeah, and then the Amazon needs to be animated, but I need to, like, I think, select her and scale her down, because I think Costa's Draw are too big and it's just confusing me. I think a lot of her frames are repeated, so it's not too much to do. Thankfully.
But the stream hasn't dropped once. It's
No.
like got a continuous 3-hour counter for me.
I know,
Almost.
it's gone
Well,
red and
2 hours
weird
58.
for a bit, but yeah, has not dropped. For the whip color, is there some command we can just replace that specific color easily? Yep.
Yeah. Was it Shift R?
Shift R, I think it is.
Yeah. Well,
I think you need to select all the frames and then do that.
Oh, yeah. I've
And
not done
then-
that with an animation.
And then you can change, so like, I think it's frame, except that obviously I am silly and didn't draw the whip on the same layer. think there's bits of it that I
Yeah.
did on a different layer. So just do Shift
Oh,
R,
no.
replace color from the green to blue. Wait, what's a better color to see? Red. Why is it transparent? There we go. So red. Okay. And now it's mostly red. Yeah, so nice and easy. Other than the bits that are on a different layer. But yeah, I need to put her on the background first to make sure it's a colour that it stands out on. Right, it is 4 o'clock. Let me save my work. Alright,
4 o'clock.
thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for all the follows from everyone who's
Yeah,
new.
thanks for the raiders for
And
hanging out.
thanks for the
For-
raid, White Panther. Yeah, hope to see your new people again sometime. It's nice having new people around. Whoop whoop. Right.
Catch you later, everybody.
Have a lovely weekend. See you next week, hopefully. Bye bye. Yep. Happy New Year's. Bye bye. Stop streaming.